Extinct dog breeds that you never knew existed. When we think about extinct species of animals, we usually picture dinosaurs, mammoths, and novel types of insects. There are, however, some dog breeds that will never be seen again. Beware of cuteness overload ahead. But before we get started, please take a moment to like and subscribe for more of such interesting and informative content. Alright, without further ado, let's get started with our list. Dogo Cubano. An extinct dog breed from Cuba is the Cuban dog, often referred to as the Cuban Mastiff, Cuban Dogo, and Cuban Dog. It belonged to the breed of Bull Mastiff, utilized in dogfighting. Cuba created the species to catch emancipated slaves who had escaped Cimarrons. After slavery was abolished, they eventually vanished from existence. The Dogo Cubano is a breed that has been thought to be extinct since the end of the 19th century. But reports claim that even though there are no pure Dogo Cubanos left, the dogs used in Cuba's modern fighting pits are descended from a cross between pit bulls, Cordoba Bulldogs, and Dogo Argentinos, as well as the few pure Dogo Cubanos that were still around at the start of the 20th century. This unusual dog breed's current offspring resembles the American Pit Bull Terrier and is much bigger and stronger than the original. Strangest. The Grey Street Lewis Hound, or strangest, was a canine breed that first appeared in the Middle Ages and is now extinct. It was a scenthound like the Chien de Saint-Hubert and belonged to the royal packs of France, which were made up solely of hounds of this type from approximately 1250 until 1470. They were common in the 16th century and were described as being gray, on the back with brown or red forequarters and legs. Some had nearly black hair on the back. They were the forerunners of the contemporary French rough-coated Griffon breeds and had rough hair. Alpine Spaniel. The Augustinian canons, who operate hospices in the area surrounding the Great St. Bernard Pass, used the extinct breed of dog known as the Alpine Spaniel for mountain rescue operations. The Spaniel was a big dog with a dense curly coat. Barry is one of the most well-known examples of the Alpine Spaniel, yet his preserved physique has been altered numerous times to conform to accounts of the extinct species from prior eras. In the 1830s, authors addressed the prospect of extinction due to Alps conditions and a string of mishaps. Sometime before 1847, sickness destroyed the entire breed to a single individual. Two different dog breeds were in use in the region at the time, according to evidence kept in the Natural History Museum in Bern. The Clumber Spaniel and the current St. Bernard are believed to have descended from this breed. Eland. From antiquity to the 17th century, Central Asia and Europe were home to the extinct breed of dog known as the Eland. The Eland is said to have been the ancestor of several contemporary dog breeds. The Eland Veinter, Eland Boucherie, and the Eland Gentile were the three unique phenotypes of the original Eland breed. They were all big, short-coated canines with various head shapes. With their short hair and mesocephalic heads, the former two were similar to the Molosser-type canines, much like the modern Dogo Argentino or the Caucasian Shepherd dog, which made them great large-game hunters. Some psychologists believe the Eland to be the ancestor of the first Bulldog breeds. English White Terrier. An extinct breed of dog is the English White Terrier, commonly referred to as the White English Terrier or Old English Terrier. A pricked ear variation of the white fox working terriers that have existed in the UK since the late 18th century is known by the failed show ring moniker English White Terrier. A small group of breeders who were eager to create a new breed from a prick-eared variation of the small white working terriers later developed into the Fox Terrier, the Jack Russell Terrier, the Sealyham Terrier, and later in America, the Boston Terrier and the Rat Terrier, came up with and adopted the name English White Terrier in the early 1860s. The English White Terrier was ultimately dismissed by the Kennel Club hierarchy as being meaningless due to the dog's genetic issues, which also made it unpopular with the general public. After entering the Kennel Club scene, the English White Terrier vanished within 30 years. The Boston Terrier and Bull Terrier were created through crossbreeding with the Old English Bulldog. North Country Beagle. A canine breed known variously as the North Country Beagle, Northern Hound, or Northern Beagle lived in Britain, probably until the beginning of the 19th century. Its precise demise is unknown, although it is most likely that it was gradually crossed with other breeds, most notably the contemporary Beagle, until the true North Country Beagle bloodline vanished. The North Country Beagle, although a good scent hound, was probably lacking in this ability when compared to the delicate nose of the Southern Hound, according to William Nicholson in the British Encyclopedia of 1809. Nicholson claims that the North Country Beagle was kept by the dashing class of sportsmen because it could run down a brace of hare before dinner. Blue Poll Terrier. Nobody seems to be completely aware of the Blue Poll's history or breeding practices. According to a legend, Paul Jones, the infamous pirate, transported them from overseas and landed some of them in his hometown of Kirkcudbright around the year 1770. The Blue Polls were kept by the gypsies in the Kirkintilloch neighborhood, who fought them for pleasure. They might be severely punished and were willing to fight to the death. They were quite popular among individuals who participated in this sport because of their skill and cunning battle strategies. They maintained that the Galloway coast was where the breed first originated, supporting the Paul Jones narrative. The Blue Poll Terrier and the Staffordshire Bull Terrier were the first canines to go to the United States with English immigrants in the middle of the 19th century. Bullenbeißer. The German Bulldog, often referred to as the Bullenbeißer, was a canine breed renowned for its power and agility. The Bärenbeißer, whose names translate to bullbiter and bearbiter, respectively, and the Boxer were the breeds to which it was most closely related. It was quite similar to the Dogo Argentino in both aspect and usage, and it was very comparable to the current Alpine Spaniel in all other respects. Crossbreeding, not breed degeneration, was the primary cause of the extermination of the Bullenbeißer. German breeders Roberth, Koenig, and Hoppner used the dog to develop a brand new variety that is now known as the Boxer in the late 1870s. Turnspit Dog. The Turnspit Dog was a short-legged, long-bodied canine bred to run on a turnspit or dog wheel to spin meat to ensure even cooking. Additionally, the dogs were brought to church to act as foot warmers. One rumor claims that the Bishop of Gloucester delivered the words, "It was then that Ezekiel saw the wheel," during a sermon in a church in Bath. Several turnspit dogs that had been brought to church as foot warmers bolted for the exit at the utterance of the word wheel. Alpine Mastiff. The Alpine Mastiff, a predecessor of today's Mastiffs, was once regarded as England's largest dog. The Street Bernard was developed by crossing Great Danes with Newfoundlands. Cordoba Fighting Dog. Argentina's Cordoba is where the Cordoba Fighting Dog first appeared. It was renowned for its strong pain tolerance and eagerness to battle to the end. The males and females of the breed like to fight over mating because of the breed's extreme hostility toward other canines. Additionally, a lot of members of this species perished in dogfighting rings, which also contributed to the extinction of the breed. This breed is the direct ancestor of the Dogo Argentino. Breeders created the Dogo in the 1920s by mating Cordoba Fighting Dogs with Great Danes, Great Pyrenees, English Bulldogs, Bull Terriers, and Dogue de Bordeaux. Norfolk Spaniel. Shropshire Spaniel. Shropshire Spaniels, sometimes known as Norfolk Spaniels, ceased to exist in 1903 after being combined with the newly recognized English Springer Spaniel breed by the Kennel Club. The Norfolk Spaniel in the image, known as Dash-Ye, placed second in the Westminster Kennel Club Dog Show in 1886. With this, we come to the end of our video. Go ahead and smash that subscribe button and hit the notification icon to not miss a single video from our channel. If you like this video, go ahead and press the like button. Thanks for watching.